Hey everybody, we're the Blind Social Center located at 4955 Broadway, right in the heart of Gary, where the directors are Mr. and Mrs. Blair. Today is a thriving Thursday here at the Blind Social Center. It's a day of celebration and appreciation. Appreciation for the patrons of the center and for the directors and founder of the center. It has also been set aside as Mardi Gras Day, not in a bad way, but in a good way. A day of celebration full of life, love, and color. Alrighty, we're so happy today that we have one of our city groomers here with us on today, who is no stranger to the city of Gary nor to the Blind Social Center, and that would be Miss Suzette Rags. Everybody, come on, welcome her. Okay, Miss Rags, let me tell us a little bit about your tour here at the Blind Social Center.
Oh, this has been a wonderful experience. This is not the first time that I've actually been to a facility of the Blind Social Center, but it is the first time that I've been at this particular facility. And it is night and day difference between the last one. And the services that the Blind Center provide is just wonderful. They are needed services, they are quality services, and they are appreciated by the patrons. And Mr. and Mrs. Blair appreciate the patrons.
Yes.
And they love this community, and this is an example of how they love the community, because they could have taken this facility anywhere.
Yes.
But they decided to keep it, they decided to start it and keep it and maintain it in Gary, Indiana. And we're just so grateful that they did, because we love them and we need them.
Yes.
And we appreciate them.
Yes.
And we thank you for loving and appreciating this community, which includes all of the patrons that you serve. Thank you.
Woo woo. Wow, that was just awesome. I got a story to tell too, but I'll tell it at a later date. But I want to just take this opportunity and allow the reason why we're here, part A of that connection, which would be Mr. Blair, to say something. What do you have to say, Mr. Blair?
That's kind of piggyback on something that what she was saying about us being here in this community. It was just a few days ago that I was invited out of the community, approached to go somewhere else and do it at in another community, and that lit a fuse, see, because I almost got really
it was a
in
fire.
and I had to share with him in a strong way that when I came to this city, I come to build value for Gary. As when I was building homes for Gary. I could have went to Chicago, Maryville, Hammond, and all around. But I chose to build and stay here in the city of Gary, where I know our people are oftentimes overlooked. And when it comes to the vision impaired blind community, we're definitely overlooked, because there are services left out of this community to go to other communities for the vision impaired and blind. When I got back from my training, that was my goal, was to bring something back home for our people and the region. Ain't nobody excluded. They're all welcome. We never turned down anyone, and everybody's welcome, including the sighted. If you come and we can assist you in any kind of way that you may want to be assisted in, that we can help you with, we're more than glad to, because that's what we're about. Helping and shedding light on blindness and putting a little light in others' darkness.
All
so
right.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes. All right, Ms. Blair, part B.
No, actually, I just want to piggyback on what Suzette Rags said, and as well as Tony. We have so many opportunities here in Gary to be a flourishing city. Opening the Blind Social Center was just a thought after Tony lost his sight. But just imagine if we all come together and create other organizations like we have here at the Blind Social Center for our community, we would flourish too. So everybody out there, put on your thinking caps. Come up with other organizations, other businesses that we can open in our city, because we're such a large city and we have a array of talent in our city, in terms of things that they want to see here. So we're just a little small part of our city that decided we're going to stay right here in Gary and do what we would like to do. And that is help the blind community, because yes, Tony losing his sight 11 years ago, that's where my interest turned to, because my husband lost his sight. And I love all of the blind patrons. Anyone that's blind or visually impaired, you have my heart. And you have my support. And you definitely have, if you need to fight, call me. We'll fight. But then also, I just want to recognize Terry being here today. I'm so glad that she made it, was able to make it here today. And Terry will introduce herself and tell you where she's from and the contribution that she made to the Blind Social Center.
All right, receive, I'm not gonna call her that, but Miss Terry here. One of the partners of the Blind Social Center.
Yes.
You want me to follow that?
I know, right?
So, I was lucky enough to get introduced to the Blind Social Center about 3 years ago now. And I call it lucky on my end because they have done more for me than I have ever done for them. So just have walked with me through a lot of things, and professionally and personally, and you know, they just love everyone who walks through these doors, and that's the biggest message that I think should get out there, is that you can never go wrong by walking through the doors here. You will always be welcomed with open arms, and it's a blessing.
Well, let me share this because she didn't share that, but she's the reason why everybody digs in the dirt in the Living and Learning Talking Garden. She, along with one of her colleagues, they loved us so much that they felt that they put a grant together, and that's how the garden was birthed, the Living, Learning, and Talking Garden. And if you missed it on last year, you don't want to miss it on this year, because the garden just keeps growing, growing, and growing, not just with produce, but with production, as far as being able to put smiles on individuals' face. I never thought digging in the dirt could make people happy. Now it makes them happy, not me, but it makes them happy. Again, we're the Blind Social Center. We're located at 4955 Broadway, right in the center of Gary, where the directors are Mr. and Mrs. Blair. In case you have some or know of anyone who may be blind or visually impaired or sighted and need to learn how to see in a different kind of way, you may link up with us at 219-980-0097. Visit our website at www.theblindsocialcenter.org or email us at blindsocialcenter@yahoo.com. You heard it right here, fresh, at the Blind Social Center.
And don't forget to push the donate button on that website.
Yeah, please donate. We're a 501c3 organization, and we are, as Mr. Blair said, because of all of you. All righty, on 3, 1, 2, 3, TBSC, and we're out.